Hi, it's James from Hidden Depths Coaching. My Monday clip today. So what I thought we'd talk about today was, what is coaching all about? Actually, I had a client here on Friday and they mentioned to me that they'd spoke to a few people that they've came to my coaching or like seminars, etc. And what they said to me was, you've kind of made life coaching pretty cool, and I kind of laughed at that, but it was actually a really good moment for me because that was one of the things that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to make like going to see a life coach like something you would do. Like, why wouldn't you do that? And I just want to give you a couple of facts around why having a life coach. And that doesn't mean to say come to Hidden Depths, just any sort of coach, or if you've got that type of mentor in your circle of influence, then it is really required because this thing didn't come with a user's manual, so it's very, very difficult to work it out. But here's a few things that's going to happen in life, right? I'll just give you some facts and how we all come about. We're born, yeah, so we're all aware of that. We're born these wee perfect, innocent wee babies. And then we go through this building, what I call it, building up your diamond, building up, this diamond of who you are. And the first core emotion that you experience is this feeling of appreciation. You actually go through this appreciation, this core emotion when you're learning how to walk. And that's how you don't, when a kid's learning how to walk, it doesn't just go up one day and learn how to walk. It takes time, it takes a lot of encouragement, a lot of love, and then, the baby feels this appreciation every time it does a wee bit better. So it really likes the feeling of this appreciation, and then it starts to firm that core emotion of, I do something like walk and I got all this love and I got all this kindness. And you don't say a baby after one attempt, you're hopeless, stop doing that again. But that's the sort of thing we do now in life. You have one go at something and then you say you're hopeless and you put yourself down. So thank God we didn't do that with children, or nobody would walk today. So the first thing you get through is this appreciation, and then after appreciation, you'll know, anybody that's got kids herself will know that, when the kid starts to walk, the first thing it wants to do is wander, get into stuff, pick stuff up. So this is where, even at that young age, you're starting to find this sense of freedom, this sense of, I can go where I want to go. I've got legs now, I can move about. And then after freedom, you'll hit this place of empowerment, and I believe they call it the terrible twos, when the kid's like, no, I'm not doing that. So it's even at that young age, you're starting to feel this empowerment, and then after that, you find this love for who you are. And they say you go through these changes between 5, 7, 13, 16, and then you between 21, can be a wee bit older for guys, but we put a shell on about ourselves and kind of own the person that we are. And I don't know about you, but this is my experience in doing coaching. And whether you've had the perfect upbringing or the toughest upbringing, life's going to throw you a curveball at some point. So if you were brought up, in a tough environment, then when you, hit into that 16, 21, 24 stage, you're a wee bit more mentally and emotionally prepared for it. But then if you've been brought up in a loving and secure environment, then at some point you need to get into that world that's not. So the certainty in life is that life's going to punch us in the face at some point, and there is no right or wrong way. Life isn't black and white. Life is very, very grey, and you could get people to say, well, I stayed with my partner just for the kids. Well, actually, you're probably not doing the kids any good staying with them just for that, because the kids grow up watching two people that don't go on, and then they'll model that behaviour. And this is really, really what's going on. So, don't worry about whatever surroundings you came from, because really, it does define you a bit, but it's not important. And what I'm trying to say to you is, the way I want to make life coaching cool as such is because the buck's got to stop with somebody. And if you think about the way that works between a baby going through all of these core emotions and then, getting into the world, how do you know the person that messed you up didn't go through the same sort of process? And this is what I'm saying, we could go back and go back and go back. And I genuinely believe that good people don't treat people bad. I genuinely believe that life kind of shapes them into doing shit they don't want to do. So, you know, and I've said that life isn't black and white. Like, I've learned so much through the grey areas in life, you know, and that's where you learn and that's where you grow. But it's not as simple as you think it is. So that's why people are now realising that it's just an interesting story. It's an interesting story that you've had an abusive relationship. It's an interesting story that maybe you never had the best upbringing. But at some point in your life, you've got to realise that you can change the way you look at that story. You can change that story for the better. And some of the most effective, some of the most, you know, influential people on this planet are the ones that have came from completely, you know, bad upbringings or, you know, tough times. And, you know, my life's had various twists and turns, and, you know, I enjoy that. And what I would say, and this is why I'm so passionate at, one, making Hidden Depths something that's, it's cool, it's acceptable. Why wouldn't you go to a coach? You buy a new car, the first thing you do is get the manual out to find out how the navigation works, how your phone can hook into it, your Bluetooth. So you do all of this stuff as soon as you get a new car. Why wouldn't you want to figure out how you work emotionally? Why wouldn't you want to figure out what drives you and what doesn't drive you? It's like the most obvious thing you would do is go and find out how you work. And what I've discovered through my experience is, just because you learn how you emotionally work doesn't mean to say things don't hurt. Things do hurt. Sometimes they actually hurt a wee bit more because you're aware of them. But you've got the ability to deal with it. You've got the ability to recover quickly. And again, that's like in fitness. The fitter you become, the quicker you recover. And the more you understand about your emotions, the more you understand about how you work, then the quicker you'll recover. And you know, we've got male and female and masculine and feminine energy, so it's not male and female, but we all deal with things different. Masculine males tend to put things in a box and just, you know, put a lid on it and keep it there and keep it there and keep it there. And that's how, unfortunately, we hear about so many young men taking their own lives, because sometimes that box needs to open. Then when you've got obviously a feminine mindset, you know, that comes from everything's connected to everything. So, you know, they're always connecting things to everything else. So they probably work out a lot more than what the masculine side of yourself would. But that's what I'm saying, it's not male and female, it's masculine and feminine. So it would do you good to work out when you should be using a masculine energy, which dumps things, which get rid of things, and when you should be using a feminine energy, which nurtures and grows. And if you are nurturing and growing your problems, then you're in trouble. And this is why, you know, the more people think coaching's acceptable, which it certainly is, the more people talk about it openly, then the more people have something to go. And I want more and more coaches to develop and do this, because, you know, I left school with nothing basically, and I've learnt it. So I don't see why anybody else can't learn it. And there's always going to be somebody a bit more advanced than you for you to go and learn from. You know, I was away just Saturday learning behaviour kinesiology, because I want to expand that. So I've decided to teach it and find out how it all works intellectually, so I can expand on that behaviour. So, you know, there's always somebody else that we can learn from. But yeah, the goal is that, you know, people keep working on this. People realise that the buck stops from them, and then realise that there is so much more. Because a lot of people that are going to coaching get folks saying, you know, why are you going to coaching? What's wrong with you? And I can guarantee you there's not a person out there that couldn't do a bit of guidance, a bit of understanding. I don't care who you are. You could be the CEO of a top company, but, you know, you'll find your life's not in balance in some place. So we can all do with this guidance, and I know I certainly can. I've got certain people that, you know, can help me when I need somebody to chat to as well. Alright, so the coaching has grew, and I thank everybody for that. You know, everybody shared my stuff, and it's made my coaching grow so quickly. But getting one-to-one sessions is virtually very, very impossible just now, and I keep so much time because I want to develop myself, and I want to grow these 1 day, 2 day and 5 day workshops, because then I can touch more people. But I believe you know, if you follow that process, some people might just need the 1 day, some people the 1 and the 2 if they want to really get into this and really learn it more, and then the 5 days for people that really want to, you know, find out who they are at their core. So yeah, and I'll keep working on that and keep developing that. So Dates, all my seminars are on my website, and it's www.hiddendepthcoaching.com. Listen, have a great day. Thanks for continuing to support this, and I do believe the more we talk about it, the more we say it's all right to talk about this stuff, and it's no anything wrong. It's why wouldn't you talk about it? Why wouldn't you want to work out how you work? You know, the more we do that, the better it becomes. All right, have a great day. Bye bye.